episodes into Cutthroat, and there's already a team down to 5 people. Ooh. A showmance that blew up in real time. And Jhoany Bananas is out here acting like he is the victim, which is very typical for Jhoany Bananas. We need to talk about all of that. But before we do, I do want to dedicate this episode to Tyler Duckworth, who we found out passed away. And he was on the Real World Key West. He was also the champion of the first season of Cutthroat in 2010, and he was also a champion of Rivals. And so we're going to dedicate this episode to Tyler. Our condolences goes out to Tyler and his family, and it's very unfortunate when, right, obviously somebody passes away and then pass away so sudden. So rest in peace, Tyler.
I don't know that. I'm sorry.
Right, I mean, it's very somber thing. I do want to talk about... Obviously, we're 3 episodes into the challenge Cutthroat, which kind of models what happened in that first season. But this season, I feel like it's fresh. I feel like the newbies are coming in, and they're coming in hot. And we're going to talk about a few of them because we have some thoughts on a few of these newbies that are coming in hot. But right off the bat, I have a question for you, Jhoany.
Okay.
Is Josh playing the challenge, or is Josh playing Love Island?
That man is confused and does not know what show he is on. I think he is still on the island because he is out there flirting with one girl and another. I don't care what he says. That conversation was a little too close for comfort, but whatever. I mean, he can say what he wants. But yeah, I think he needs to focus on the challenges and stop focusing on getting his dick wet.
You know, I was watching it and I had to replay it back because obviously, one, Nurys is on my team for the fantasy draft, and we're going to tell you where the points lie off at the end of the episode. So timestamps will be at the bottom of the episode if you want to just scroll right to that. But I love Nurys. Nurys is Dominican. She's hothead. She speaks her mind. She tells it what it is, right? She was like, I'm going to say what the fuck I want to say, bitch. And I love that. I love Nurys for that. But I appreciate Nurys actually clearing up the air, right? We see that Nurys was in a relationship with Horacio. And we saw that play out at a different season, and now it's playing into this with their breakup. And so she wants to have some respect put on her that say that she's not here for this. She's not here for this mess. Now, I like Adrienne. I think Adrienne is a really strong UK competitor going into the challenge. But what I did not like is I think Adrienne was dragging it.
She was.
That's not your man. That's not your man.
They've known each other for like 2 minutes. They've kissed one time. And now it's all of a sudden like, oh, he's cheating on me and blah, blah, blah. I'm stuck in this love triangle. Girl, it's not that serious. It really isn't. Like, I've had more serious things with people I've only talked to on Grindr. Just talked, not even like met. Like, calm down. Calm the fuck down.
Now, a part of it could be the edit, because you know the edit sometimes lies to us.
I mean,
the edit could be somebody's biggest enemy.
Yes, but at the end of the day, she was upset, and she did have that confrontation with Nurys. That was not other than that happened.
This is also true. She also had the confrontation with Josh.
Yeah, exactly.
And she was telling every single other person who was around her, like, what the fuck is happening? What the fuck is going on? Like, exactly. I'm not stupid. I'm not in for this, like, third wheel thing. And I'm looking at the screen, like, Adrienne, his hand was like that from the beginning.
But if that's also how you feel, just walk away. Like, yes, it's creating great television and I live for it. But girl, if you're gonna get that heated over it, it's not worth your energy, especially for somebody you just met. Yes, he's hot. But girl, it's not worth it.
Yeah, but I'm with Nurys. Shout out to Nurys, because she was like, I especially don't want your man, and I definitely don't want no short man. And I was like, heard you, sis. Heard you.
No, but when she said, keep my name out of your fucking mouth, I was waiting for the slap, because I'm still thinking about, like, Will Smith, like, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. So I was waiting for the slap. I was waiting for it, and I was so sad when it didn't happen, so hopefully it happens in a coming episode, because I want to see Nurys slap someone.
No, don't do that, because Nurys is on my team, and I cannot afford to have a DQ.
Yeah. First of all, have we seen who's been eliminated? You can afford a DQ. I need a win.
True. Now, when Nurys was having a conversation with Michelle was breaking it down. Michelle also said, Nurys, don't do that, because she knows how hot-headed Nurys can be. Now, with all of that aside, do you think it was good gameplay for Nurys to go confront Josh and Adrienne?
I don't know about good gameplay, because I can see it turning some people against her. But I do think it was a good idea for her to clear the things up, essentially, so it doesn't keep carrying over into other episodes. Like, hey, no, that's not what happened. This is what happened. Let's end it right here, right now. Like she said, I don't want your man.
I sort of agree, and I sort of don't. And the agree was like, yes, listen, you never, in a game like the challenge, especially the challenge Cutthroat, you never want to show your cards. And the other challengers love to use confrontation, drama as any excuse to throw you in. It's elimination. They live for that. It is like the easiest thing because it keeps the blood off their hands. It's like, well, you already had a confrontation, so we don't want the drama. It is what it is. It just makes it easy for them, which I also think that's like such a pussy move. I hate when they do that because it's the easiest way out. Like, no, sometimes you need to pull a Letty and like tell everybody, like, I don't give a fuck. Have you seen the competition? We're here to play the game.
Yeah.
And other times, I mean, you just need to keep your mouth shut and lay low until the end. And that's when you just like boss up. So a part of me understands why Nurys did it because, listen, you're trying to clear your name, right? Like you're going through a breakup. You don't need like the person who potentially you probably could get back with to see that, oh, you're trying to hook up with somebody else. Like you don't want to be a Cory.
I was literally just thinking that as you were saying that. That boy
You don't want to be a Cory.
That boy is trying too hard.
You know, and Cory's on my team. It's on my fantasy draft team. Now, I like Cory because I think Cory is probably one of the best who has never won. And I agree with that statement. I think Cory is a beast on the challenge. Now, what I did not like, and I appreciate Nelson, who's also on my fantasy draft team, shout out to Nelly T, was that he was protecting Cory. At the end of the day, I think, you know, it's a microcosm. When you go to like Love Island, when you go to Survivor, when you're playing the challenge, you are isolated in the villa, whatever it is, right? Like that's it. And that's all you see is the same people, all of that. It's like a social experiment. Now, whatever outside influences you have that you're bringing with you, all of that gets exacerbated in the challenge. And so I think he put it, he said, well, you know, me and my baby mother, we live together, we co-parent, but we're not really together. And so I think all of whatever trials and tribulations he was facing in his personal life, he used this challenge as an excuse to escape. But I think they fail to realize that this gets pieced together and it gets edited and people see this. You may have talked all this trash about your baby mother, but in the moment. But what if you want to get back and make it work with her? Then what?
Yeah, no, I mean, I appreciated Nelson's take on like you want to be respectful to your baby mother, but I hate that word. I don't know why. I hate like the word baby mother, baby father. It just feels very like I don't know. I don't like it. But regardless, I did appreciate his take, and I did really like when he like went over to where Cory and what's her face were, and he was like, "Go to bed." I thought that was so funny, but it was also like his way of trying to, like you said, protect his image because right now they are turning it into like he's kind of completely given up in his relationship and just trying to find the first woman he can.
And I mean, we talk about this with that whole Josh, Nurys, and Adrienne situation where the edit could be lying to you. We are seeing different edits play out, and I find it to be really interesting that they are trying to, in my opinion, pit this Bananas and Chris rivalry. And I'm like, y'all putting so much of your eggs in Chris's basket. Yeah, is Chris like an amazing competitor? Yes. But is he on the level of like Bananas and CT? I don't know.
I mean, I don't know that much about the challenge because I've never really watched the season. I do understand that Bananas is like a great player. You know, he's won many seasons, but like he's like a huge threat. And you can see that. I can see that in the way he's portrayed and the way he's played. I don't see that with CT. Like CT to me has just been fading in the background. And he's just kind of there, and I keep hearing like OCT is like great, blah blah blah, and he's won so many challenges, and this is his redemption because he went home early last season, and I'm like, okay, well I can see why he went home early because he's just kind of there. So I don't.
Yeah. I
like so for me as like a fresh set of eyes, I'm like I don't see how he's or I don't see why they see him as such a huge threat now. Especially after coming off of a season where he just went home, like really early.
Yeah. I actually don't think that they see CT as a threat currently.
Okay.
I think CT is a threat, or they view CT as a threat because of CT's history. Not so much of CT current state. I think CT current state, he is not in the best of shape. And that's not body shaming CT, right? Like he's not the CT of his prime. Where like no, it's not.
I saw him and I was like, I didn't want to body shame, and which is why I didn't bring it up. But I definitely had that thought when I first saw him. I'm like, ooh, I thought he would have been more fit.
Yeah, right. And you got to think of it. Him, Jhoany, they're all around the same age because they've been competing for about the same time, and they were on the same like seasons of Real World around the same era, right? So they're all from that era 1-ish kind of time. They're in their 40s. And so, CT he has a kid. So, you got the dad bod, and you kind of like, he was on the traders. He's cool, right? Like, that's it. And so I'm not knocking that, because at the end of the day, you don't have to. We had Big Easy, one of the biggest guys on the challenge at one point. Like, it's not about weight, but he's not in the best of shape. And so the CT of yesteryears would have been a beast, like a formidable opponent, where you will be like, you see CT in the challenge, oh, it's over for you. Now this time, CT's really good at the social game, if it's a form of like vets around him. So I think in this aspect, on his team, he has Michelle, he has Tori, he has Bananas. That is going to push CT far along. So the team may overcompensate for where CT may be lacking at.
Okay, I can see that. And I also think he knows he's not in his prime, because the way he blew up on Jhoany over a coin toss, I was like, girl, if you were that confident about your abilities, you would have just been like, yeah, fine. But clearly you didn't want to go in there because you're scared you're going to go home early again. 2 seasons in a row.
But I do want to talk about that, though, because CT did agree with Jhoany. He was like, okay, cool, we do a coin flip. And then he reneged. And I didn't like that, because you literally just had 2 seconds ago, you said it was okay. So at that point, I don't tend to be on Jhoany's side too often, because I don't think Jhoany is right all the time. But when Jhoany is right, I have to give Jhoany credit.
No, and I mean, he was definitely right in that situation. Like, at this point, it's literally up to chance. It's either going to be you or me. Nobody gets to decide. It was the most fair way to decide it, I think.
I also think it's a pussy move. But I get it. I understand. Nobody, it's the first episode. Nobody wants to get their hands dirty, especially the vets. To me, the vets probably think of it as vet on vet crime. Okay, granted. Fine. Now, Michelle, who's also on my fantasy draft team, literally going to sit there with Tori and go, listen, I don't want no smoke with Bananas. I'm trying to repair my relationship with Bananas. And the Bananas is very vindictive. And then going to sit there and put Bananas into elimination when she could have chosen CT.
It's real. CT would not have won that. Actually, no, I think...
No, it's a puzzle. CT would have won.
No, it wasn't a puzzle.
No, it kind of was a puzzle.
They just had to tap lights. That was no damn puzzle.
Okay, I guess. All right. We're going to talk about Cedric I do want to talk about Cedric in a minute. But Michelle want to sit there and cry.
She was sobbing. Like, girl, own up to what you did. Yes, it may have not been what you wanted, but then in that case, you should have sent the other person to the challenge, to the elimination. Own up to it. You did what you did. Own up to the crime.
Like, girl, I'm literally sitting there watching the episode like, Michelle, you gonna sit there and say how much you don't want no smoke with Bananas, and then the moment that you have an opportunity to throw Bananas into the elimination, you do it. You could have chosen CT if you didn't want the smoke with Bananas. Like, that blows my mind. Like,
it was a lot of tears for no reason.
Jhoany, that was a lot of emotions for safe. I was so confused.
Yeah. You were confused. I was confused.
Then you got Cara Maria and Tori talking about, it's okay, baby. It's okay. It's going to be fine. What are we doing right now?
Can we talk about Cara Maria?
Please do. Because she's on your team.
I know, and she was literally my first pick, period. Like, like I said, I've never watched a challenge. I don't know. I did a little bit of searching up, and I was like, okay, she looks great. I love her aesthetics. I think she's part of the community. I don't know. But when I first saw her, I was like, ooh, yes, I need her. And I thought I was going to, like, fall in love with her. And she was going to be my favorite. And she was going to be killing it. What the fuck happened? What was that, episode 2? Girl, you completely had a panic attack and caused your team, part of the reason that your team lost. But then I was like, okay, fine, you're having a panic attack, whatever. But then the second time you go up there, you're completely fine. Make that make sense.
But you saw how they called her out
They did. And she was like, well, I can't control her, whatever the fuck she said. She was like, I had I got it all out of my system or whatever, and then I was fine. Why couldn't you have done that before? Like, this is what your 20th time competing. You should know at one point you're probably going to be dangling off of something. You need to come mentally prepared for that. And if you are not, maybe you should not be competing anymore, because you know what you're getting yourself into. And if you know your body can't handle that mentally or physically, then you should remove yourself from the situation rather than sabotaging your team. And then the whole situation with Riley, that upset me. Riley was on my team. I didn't really care for her because I knew nothing about her. I knew she was on, I think, what was it, Love Island? But seeing her compete in that elimination, whatever it was, yeah, I don't know. But seeing her compete in that elimination, she was trying really hard. She was doing her best. She was killing it, while the other girl, Deb, is fucking struggling, dying of exhaustion fucking having to like sip her water, which I mean I would have too because that's a lot of fucking stairs. But she was gonna fucking win had Cara not told her move that fucking ball. And then you saw it instantly, everyone else was like, you just fucked her over. And then she realized, she's like, oh yeah, I just did. So she got eliminated because of your bitch ass. And the only reason she was in that elimination was because of your bitch ass too.
Ooh, yes. Okay. Now, I think Cara is a very polarizing challenger. And I say that because either there's a handful of people who love Cara Maria based on what she has done on the challenge, and then there's a handful of people who do not like Cara Maria based on her antics that happens on the challenge. She does have a tendency to, one, be a little overdramatic. Sometimes she can fall into being the victim. Like, she may throw the rock and hide behind the door. There's been instances in which Cara has done that. But it does make for amazing television, I must say. I do think that Cara is really strong in the challenge. I think when she's on it, Cara Maria is a force to be reckoned with. So I don't want this to sound really shady or me coming at her, because she is a force to be reckoned with. She is a very strong female competitor in the challenge, period. Now, where Cara has an opportunity is sometimes she's a little overdramatic, like you saw when she was in the challenge and she was crying, no tears, by the way, and she was up there like, you know how I feel. When TJ literally said, be quiet.
And the producers literally said, hey, if you keep making noise, your team is going to be disqualified. But you had no issue shutting the fuck up the second time you had to go up there.
No, which is why her team called her out at potentially sabotaging that challenge. And a part of me feels like she did sabotage that challenge on purpose.
So when I was first watching it and she went up there the first round, I'm like, okay, no, she's like, this girl's really panicking. Like, she needs to get out of that situation. Like, she cannot hold it together. But then when she went up there the second time and she was fine, I was like, did this girl just throw it? Like, did she intentionally sabotage them? And the only reason I could think of why she would want to do that in any capacity is because she's a vet and they're mostly rookies. And I'm like, maybe she's just trying to get rid of them. So she's intentionally like letting her team lose because she knows she's probably going to be safe from elimination because of the connection she has with everyone else.
Yeah. I thought she was sabotaging it because she knew that Orange team was winning, and majority of the people on Orange team wasn't going to put her into elimination. And that would have been like why she would have been safe. So essentially what you just said. But I think she's kind of figured like, oh, well, we're not winning this anyway, so it doesn't matter. Because when she went up there with Tori, she was fine. Like nothing ever happened.
Like literally. And I was like, what? And at that moment, that's when I was like, wait, did this lady just like sabotage her team? Like, was it all the ruse?
Yes. Yeah. But you did want to talk about Cedric, and I did want to talk about Cedric as well. Do you think Cedric threw that elimination? Or did he generally panic?
I think he panicked. To me, it looked like he just panicked and had no idea what the hell he was doing. Which, I mean, like, we can say whatever we want and be like, oh, I would have killed that and I would have done amazing and I would have done this and that. But you never know until you're in that situation and you have all that pressure on you and you know that there's like whatever, $200,000 on the line and this is your last chance to get through. And you know you're up against somebody like Bananas. At that point, you're like, it's like a Valentina moment. Your mind just probably goes blank and you have no idea what you're doing. Was it a simple challenge? Yes, it was very simple, but he didn't, at least it appeared to us, he didn't strategize. He didn't think about what his tactic was going to be going into it. While Jhoany knew exactly what he was going to do. He was going to press as many as he wanted, as he could, and then he was just going to chase after him. And it worked out perfectly for him. Once Cedric saw that was happening, that boy had no idea what he was doing and was just panicking, missing all the buttons. He was a mess. He was a mess.
I think if you talk about strategy, if you talk about gameplay, I think one of the best things that Bananas did was use both hands. And press buttons on both sides.
Yep.
Because I think at that point, Bananas knew he's a 40-something-year-old man. This is a 21-year-old, 22-year-old kid. He is not going to outrun Cedric.
No. And that was the biggest advantage he had. And he fucked it up.
But now, you saw the other people that was safe. They kept telling Cedric to use both hands.
And he tried at some points, but he still kept missing. He could not hit that button.
No.
And that's what cost him the win.
So now, do you think, in terms of fumbles, so we talked about Cara fumbling Riley to eliminate, and got her eliminated. We talked about Cedric fumbling the bag and eliminating himself, honestly. What about Brad not realizing that the buttons is on top of the numbers and that you can get physical with Keanu. Honestly, to see Keanu body slam Brad and fling Brad all over the place was hilarious.
I was like, "Ma'am, are you okay?" Like when he pushed him off screen, I was like, "Somebody get the defibrillator," because that was a hard push, bitch, and that is not a young man. Those are not bones that will heal easily if they break. I was like, "Oh my god, somebody check on him." I was waiting for like the end it, stop it, we medic, because that was a really hard push. But girl, Brad, you're a big guy too. You should have clung onto those legs. You should have jumped on his back, pull him by the hair. I don't give a shit, bitch. You kick him off the wall or something. Like, as soon as he started getting physical with you, he should have gone even harder and just knocked him the fuck out.
Honestly, I don't know why Brad didn't get physical to begin with. Like, Brad is not a shy person, or a shy to elimination to get physical in an elimination. And also, the name of this challenge is called Cutthroat. So you already
do whatever
know.
you need to do.
Thank you. TJ never said no physical contact. TJ didn't say that. And TJ's very specific of the rules. He does not like cheaters, and he said that numerous times, and we've seen it. But TJ never said you can't get physical.
See, now that makes me think I would have taken that black ball and thrown it at the head of the opponent in that second elimination. Bitch, you
not the head, because that's
okay.
Physical. Like that's
okay.
That's
well,
like,
I would have thrown it somewhere to block their path or something.
Yeah, that's what you were supposed to do.
No, the one placed on me. Like, when they took it out, I would have taken that. Like, take this back, bitch. You lost something.
Gotcha. And then you would have got DQ'd, and then they would have won anyway. But no, I was looking at the elimination, and Keanu won 7-1. Yeah. Like, there was not even anything that Brad could do to catch up at that point.
No. I think he gave up.
I would too, Jhoany. The man just flung me, like, not even in the screen anymore. I'm not even in the camera.
That was funny to watch, though. That was really funny to watch. Like him just like swat him like a fly.
He's not even. He was out of camera view. He was pushed into the camera people. Like, he got pushed into the production team. Like, what? Keanu pushed him all the way into the rafters.
Yeah,
like, Brad was out of the arena. Like, it wasn't even like a little bit. Keanu pushed that man so far out of view, it was crazy. He might as well be at the airport.
I'm dying.
Like,
yeah, but I feel like Brad is a big person too, and I don't mean that as in like fat. I mean that like as in like he has a lot of muscle. He could have used that to his advantage too. Yes, Keanu might have been bigger, and yes, he's younger. But I think he still could have gotten in some more button hits.
He could have. And I was surprised that after that first time where you missed the whole entire button, Brad, I thought after that you was going to kick into like, oh shit, I'm a vet. Like, wait.
Especially after he got that one button. I'm like, okay, so he can do it. But then once it caught to that montage of just Keanu just slamming that button, I was like, oh, Brad's going home.
No,
Brad's going home.
What's funny is this normally the edit lies to you, but this time the edit was hilarious. As said, like, they had the solo montage of Keanu just flinging Brad everywhere. Then you had the people who were looking at the elimination like,
don't fuck with Keanu.
Right. And then I didn't like Chris because Chris was like, oh, well, I know Keanu's place. He's going to be the workhorse. And I didn't like that. I thought that was very disrespectful. And I get Chris didn't mean it in a like derogatory manner, but it took me to a place of darkness. And I didn't want to, I'm not going to say it on here because I'm not trying to cancel Chris because I don't think Chris is that type of person. But I was just like, wait, that's not. No.
Is he the one who called him Weapon X? Or was that someone else?
Yeah, that was Chris. I didn't like that at all. And I was like, it came off a little like slave owner-ish, and I didn't like that. And I said, wait. And I don't think Chris meant it that way, but that's how it would come off. And I'm like, ooh, this is not good.
Yeah.
So out of those three, what was the best elimination fumble?
I think Brad. Just because it was funny to watch him get flung around. Like with Cedric, it was just kind of sad to see him get so panicked that he didn't know what to do to like pull himself out of that ditch. And then with Riley, it wasn't even her fault. I think had they left her completely alone, she would have done better. But because Cara Maria was like, no, get that ball, she lost.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm torn because I think all three of them were really bad fumbles. But I don't know. For me, I think it had to be Riley's elimination. I think that is the biggest elimination fumble to me, in my opinion, because Deb was gassed out.
She
Deb
was.
had to
She
sit there and
was.
take a sip of water. Like, what? I've never seen that shit happen before in elimination.
Well, I mean, I've never seen Elimination, so I don't know. But like the fact that she had to like go get her water bottle, and you could see it in her. That girl, I genuinely thought she was about to pass out, and I was just waiting for them to call a medic and be like, "It's over." Like Riley, you win.
Like, Deb was gassed. And the fact of the matter is that even with her being gassed, she still won. That to me is probably like the biggest fumble. And why it's even bigger than I think Keanu like tossing Brad around and Cedric, poor Cedric, is because Riley didn't lose because of Riley. Riley lost because of somebody else.
Cara Maria.
And she wasn't even the weakest person in the challenge or the elimination.
No, like I said, she was one of my last picks. I generally like wasn't watching out for her, but I did end up enjoying her, and I was actually really upset when she got eliminated because I was like, you could tell she really wanted it. You could tell she was going to be a great competitor, and the most upsetting part was it was not directly her fault.
100%. Yes. So those are the three biggest elimination fumbles. Now I want to talk about the three I think were really good power moves. So the first one was Michelle's vote to put Bananas in elimination over CT. That's number one. The second one was Tori's immediate pitch to Keanu, right, in episode 2, offering to trade captain power for future protection. And then the third one is the captain replacement rule. I think there's some strategy that plays in when you are picking who's going to be captain of the opposite sex on like the opposite sex day. Like, I think that's great. So what are your out of those three power moves, what do you think it takes the cake?
I think choosing Bananas had the potential to be a huge power move had they succeeded in getting him eliminated, because had they got him eliminated, that gets a huge threat out of the competition, like probably the biggest threat of the season. But they messed up in putting Cedric against him. I think that was where they really fucked up. They should have chosen somebody who was going to be more of a physical match to Bananas. Who was the other one who was up for elimination? It was
CT and Bananas.
No. But there was 3 of them, no? Like, and they just chose 2. It was like 2 from one team and then anyone from the other team.
But yes, it was 2 from it was 2 from Orange and then anyone from Blue.
Who was the other
All
Orange?
the men from Blue.
Who was the other Orange?
CT was the other Orange.
No, it was the other guy.
Bananas and Bananas and CT with Orange.
It was the other guy.
You talking about Will?
Yeah, it was Will. They put Will up but they had made up that deal with what's his face. Yes.
Yes, you are correct.
Yeah,
yes, they put Will.
Oh well, no, yeah, never mind. Yeah, I don't know if anybody in the blue team could have eliminated Bananas.
No.
Never mind.
It's actually not one of those. No. I don't think
Josh,
so.
Maybe.
Because
maybe.
And that's a big F. That's a big F, though.
Yeah, so never mind. But I think had that been successful, that would have been the biggest power move.
I think the biggest power move, in my opinion, is the naming of the captains. I think that's very smart.
It's definitely an interesting dynamic, and it's going to be interesting. Did they tell them yet that the captain gets to decide how the money is split up? They haven't told them yet, right?
They did. That was the first episode.
They did. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see when it gets down to the end how they choose the captain role.
Yes. I think it's very interesting, especially, and the reason why I put that as the biggest power move is because we saw that with Blue Team. Blue Team was the only one that they ran through so many challengers that the other teams have no other option but to pick certain people, and now the Blue Team has to pick 2 people who's already been captains before.
They're the first team, to get like an actual choice.
Right. And so I thought it was very smart of Letty to put Cara as the female captain over Annalie. Now, the reason why I say that is because you want to get Cara as a vet. You want to get good with the vets, especially being a rookie. Now, do I think Cara would make a really good team captain? Absolutely not. Would I think Annalie is much stronger and probably would win? Yes. But I understand Letty's strategy.
I mean, yeah, because next week is girls' elimination, right? So she's essentially, sort of protecting Cara a little bit. Depends on how they end up placing in the next competition. But it could have been a way to like keep her from elimination.
True. We shall see.
Yeah.
But I am excited to see this Letty against the world, though, because Letty is coming in hot. Okay.
Very.
She is that's an aggressive challenger right there.
I like her though.
That girl.
I like her. I don't know. She's quirky.
There's potential there. Though.
I like her quirkiness. When she put on the bikini over her pajamas and she went into the tub with that, I died. I was living.
Child. I ain't like that she was saving her legs in the pool though. I thought that was a problem.
Exfoliating? Yeah. No, that was nasty. That was gross. She should have gotten her ass whooped for that.
Like, that's nasty. I already have a pet peeve of pools anyway. I think it's any closed space of people's dirt. And so the fact that she was exfoliating in the pool just made
disgusting.
It just like
fucking gross.
My trauma. It's PTSD, child.
No.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So now I know that people have been waiting for this moment because they were like, I'm sure the folks were like us in the beginning, like, how are they going to do a fantasy draft when there is 3 teams? How is that going to work? So what I did was I created a fantasy draft that's a little competitive to the point where it's a little cutthroat, actually. So how this works is that we still have, I had to, no pun intended, the people that Jhoany picked and the people that I picked, regardless of whatever team you are on, right, you still get points. So if orange team wins, whoever from Jhoany's pick is in orange gets points. If blue team wins, whoever is on my team for blue, right, gets, so everybody who's on a blue team, regardless if it's me or you get points. Same and vice versa, right? So that, to me, I was like, well, that's the best way to do it because it doesn't take into consideration the team colors. Yeah. It just takes into consideration the individual. So with that said, on total, I'm at 324 points.
Okay. I'm like,
and
what,
you
20?
You had 180.
That's okay. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be, honestly, considering most of my team is the blue team.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. And you also, right, like in a challenge like this, it does help that one, I had more experience with choosing the vets. Because it just makes more sense. And then you went with more of the rookies. And that's what happens. And I think next season, if the rookies come back, I think they will come back with a vengeance. And I think you'll do like much better. And I think I probably will suck because the vets, they got to go. Like some of them are little old.
A little girl. One of them don't got a leg anymore.
What? That's not. Oh my God, that's not. First of all, it's not.
I'm sorry.
I'm not. No. And I'm not going to laugh, but the first episode, I had 119 points.
Okay.
And you had 55 points.
Okay. Work. Party.
Yeah. The second episode, again, I had 119 points. And you had 58 points.
Okay. Moving on up.
Yeah. And then the last episode, I had 86 points. And you had 67 points.
Oh, yeah. Getting better by the day.
You are. And so you lost Riley and Cedric from your team. And I lost Brad from my team. So that's how the cookie crumbles in that aspect.
Yeah.
So which team is winning?
Blue team. I'm still going to root for the blue team. Listen, you never know. You never know. They might, like, now that they've gotten rid of so many of the people, maybe the remaining 5 will get their shit together. Maybe they'll lose another one or two more before they're finally like, all right, now we got to do something and really get it together. And who knows, they might dominate at the end. Because I do think they have some strong competitors. They just need to learn how to work together.
All right. You heard it here. That was the Challenge Cutthroat, episodes 1 to 3. Jhoany, tell the people what to do.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single episode of No Mail. And continue to get my ass whooped.
True.